Listening actually is a skill that children have to learn. So the most important thing to remember about listening is when your child is listening, make sure that you say the word listen and tell them you are listening. But let's just take a scenario, for example. You're on your way to the park and you say to your child, come on, get your shoes on, we're ready to go to the park. And your child just keeps on doing what they're doing. They're totally ignoring you. They aren't putting their shoes on. And then you say again, hey, put your shoes on. You know you want to go to the park. All your friends are going to be there. Still no shoes. They're ignoring you. You're doing a few other things. Then what you'll actually do is you'll go over to your child and say, you know what, get those shoes on right now, because if you don't, then we're not going to go to the park. Now, I'm going to have to do this for you, and mommy's going to get mad. I don't want to get mad. All that scenario, that's basically what happens when you're trying to get your child to listen to you. Well, the reality is that you are connecting or attaching with your child while they're not listening. So what your child just learned is when I don't listen, I get tons of time and attention from my parent. My mom talks to me for sure. She's telling me to listen all the time. She actually comes over and she touches me, and she's going to try to help me put my shoes on if I'm not listening. So unfortunately, inadvertently as the parent, you've just taught your child that when I don't listen, I get a lot of contact with my parent, and that's called attachment. And what you really want to do is you want to help your child learn how to listen, and the way you want to do that is you've got to move away from your child when they're not listening. So this is how the scenario might want to look. When you say your child, listen to me, put your shoes on, and your child doesn't listen, the first thing that you should think to yourself is, I shouldn't continue to keep communicating with my child while they're not listening. What I need to do is go and get my child, turn them around with their back to my chest, I march them straight to the car, I might throw the shoes into the car and take off and go to the park and get there and have a good time. And then where the reteaching or the real teaching of listening happens is when your child does listen to you. So you notice when your child listens to you, hey, get your shoes on the next time, and your child actually puts their shoes on, you need to turn around with eye contact, touching, facing your child and say, that's what I call good listening. You just listened to me, way to go. Now your shoes are on, let's go to the park. So think to yourself, when my child is listening, say the word listen and make sure I move closer, and when they're not, move away.